However, bringing us to our next story, it's very rare that we experience cutoffs on a major level.
Exactly, because the Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, that is DEWA, has announced a world record with only 1.6 minutes of electricity downtime per customer in 2023.
They surpassed their 2022 record, which was 1 minute and 19 seconds, right? To compare to top EU utility companies, we're able to achieve only 15 minutes now. It took me a while to wrap my head around this story, so if you please.
So it basically means that if you've been living in Dubai since 2023, you have probably experienced only a minute of downtime, of a minute without electricity while you've been living in Dubai. Because otherwise, it's been game on, lights on, all the time.
Shout out DEWA Services, and I think it's ironic that this story comes after a do being down story. However, let's give a moment and let's give credit where credit is due. It's very common. It doesn't matter if it's a first world, second world, or third world country to experience electricity downtime.
For example, like the European Union, their utility companies had at least 15 minutes of downtime.
Easy.
Whereas we had 1 minute.
Barely. When there's a storm, you expect it. I spoke to friends, they were in Australia for Christmas. They said there was a really tricky storm and the electricity was down for days, you know, in certain parts. And that's just something you're nearly used to. I remember growing up, the internet would go down, the electricity would go down, we would have candles. And you would just, you know, luckily we were in a farming area and the farms would have generators. But that was just... We didn't have one, but that was just normal. But I never really thought about the fact that that's just another reason to add a tick to Dubai, that we're just very privileged that we don't experience it.
Yeah, as someone who grew up in Dubai, I only thought the world existed with electricity until I went back to India for my university. And then I was like, oh no, we have full-blown like power cuts and no water situations. And it's so scary. Because I start panicking. I'm not used to it. So I start panicking and I'm like, what am I going to do? How am I going to wash my face? And that's the normal for a lot of people.
On a basic level, we're so blessed. And I think that we probably don't recognize this enough. So shout out DEWA for keeping the lights on.
Yeah. And I mean, people complain about the bills being too high, but you're getting your money's worth, I think, by paying these bills. And I mean, look at the amount of...
Look at all the lights that they need to keep on every day. That's a lot of energy.
But yeah, I'm really glad. It's a blessed moment.